Why, hello, and welcome again to another Boat Territorial Part 2. Just like to start off by thanking you all for joining us. I really appreciate the views. I really appreciate feeling like we're doing this together. I honestly and truly, honestly hope that I am helping you in some way. And if not, I at least hope that you're having a fun time with me, just watching me make some stuff. Alright, let's begin. Alright, like always, with the block in the middle highlighted, we're just going to try scaling some stuff. We're going to start off a fresh one today. No reason in particular, I guess. I just happened to open a new one. Sometimes I like to show what we did last episode. Maybe we'll do that next time. Alright, we've changed our 3 scales. And it's 0.01 if you didn't catch it, what I was typing in there. And once we're done that, we can get started. So we're going to try to make a better boat today, because the last one was pretty basic, obviously. So let's start a little different today. Okay? Alright. We'll go to edit mode, and we're just going to start off by just getting our general shape first. Leaving a gap at the front for enough room in case we bevel it that it doesn't fold over on itself. You know what we're going to do actually? Let's not do that. Let's control R first, and then we're going to drag it along somewhere to the front end. You'll see it switches on the bottom once it's on the back or the front. We're going to move it towards the front end for that. When we bevel the front end, it doesn't crunch the whole thing. If we need to shift that back, we can just redo that, but we'll see what we get. We're getting the in general shape here to start off with. And again, maybe this doesn't help you, but hopefully it does. Hopefully you're making something similar. Let's take this end and just make it a hair wider. For it looks like it kind of tapers and then tapers down again. Just what I prefer. You do what you prefer. If you need to pause the video, remember, don't worry about that. Just go ahead and pause it. It's not a big deal. Okay. And then we're going to give it a little bit of a flat spot on the bottom, but we're going to try to give it mostly this shape all around. Now you're going to notice the nose is out a bit, and we're going to try to drag it maybe till you are happy with the shape of your boat. And I think I'm pretty happy. Going for a rowboat type shape seems to be pretty good. I might have split that top edge by dragging it out too much. I think it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I'm going to say it's fine. Alright, good work. We'll flip out of edit mode with tab and grab the piece. We'll hit Shift D. And we're just going to drag it up a little bit. And if you know me, you know this trick. We're just, by dragging it up a little bit, we're going to give it a little edge all the way around. There's not one at the back, so we're going to have to either move up or shrink a little bit that way. Like so. Okay. Are you happy with the shape that's left over? If so, go ahead and bool it. Grab the inner one, grab the outer one, in that order. Object, bool, difference. And we have our shape. And I think it's pretty perfect. You can get rid of these things in the background if they're bothering. You can delete them unless you're making a scene. You're probably going to need them. But I am not. So I'm going to go ahead and make another cube. And we're just going to add some benches in this. And it's just a type what you would normally find in a rowboat. There's a few benches for people to sit. I'm not sure on the spacing, so keep that in mind. One thing we're probably going to want to do first, before we even use this, and we'll just duplicate this for the other ones, we're going to want it to go to the bottom, and we're just going to want to adjust it just a slight amount. So grab the whole face and shrink it this way, just a little bit, because the boat tapers down, right? We're just trying to kind of get the right shape where it doesn't poke through the sides. We may have to adjust it, but we'll just see what we got when we get down there. We'll go a little wider, and let's see what we got. Now I know there's going to be one at the back, probably in a little bit like that, if I can remember correctly. It's been quite a few years since I've been out on a boat. But I think you probably know better than me, I assume. Alright, so I'm just doing that, just sinking it into the edge a little bit to make sure it's good. I think it looks like it's good and connected. I'm not going to connect it yet, though, in case we need to boolean or anything else. I don't know how far I'm taking this. As you know, we're just kind of winging it. So maybe we'll take this and go up here. Alright, I think we got the general shape. Let's make sure we're not poking through the sides. Yeah, we look good. 2 benches. I think that's what you would find in a rowboat normally. I guess we'll add rows for now. And if you'd like to see paddles added, or sorry, an engine added, maybe send me a message and I'll make a mount hole for an engine, and we'll make a part 3 that's the rowboat with engine. But let me know if nobody says anything. I'll probably just go on and we'll make a different boat after this. Maybe we'll look at some even more even more detailed boats. Maybe we can make something bigger, a cruise ship, speedboats. I don't know. I don't know what you guys are after. I don't know what types of games are being made or kind of art projects you're working on. So just let me know in the comments. Anywho. So this boat's actually looking pretty good. So I'm just gonna think how we want to do this. Probably gonna have to make a cylinder. Probably gonna have to turn it on its side. So we'll do that. Oop, wrong side. I don't know how I even did that. What the heck did I do? Let's just... Oopsers. Was I clicked on the boat there? Alright, I don't even know anymore. Alright, we're just going to hit that back to 0. Sorry about that, guys. Like I said, everybody makes mistakes. So we'll hit that one to 90. That should be right if we didn't mess anything up. I'm going to pull it up so I can see it a little better. We're going to shrink it down. Alright, and then we're going to Shift D. And we're going to extend this one. And then we're going to shrink it down until we get our oar holes. Now, this is going to depend on you, how big you want your oar hole to be. Now, an oar is a paddle, basically. It's just another word for it on a rowboat. For some reason, they call it an oar, but I don't know if it's a different version, if it's a little bigger, what the deal is. But they usually have a hoop in it, and it's to stop the paddle from falling out, usually, or falling in, or whatever. Anyways, you get the idea. So we'll put them on the side of the boats, but first we're going to have to bool them out. So obviously grab the inside, and then grab the outside. If you've been watching with me, you know how to bool by now. If you're new, I'm glad you're here and welcome. We'll do the top one. It does all the work for us, and if we have nothing attached, we're not going to have to use the solvers that are on the second one. So that's more for problem bools, basically, like I've attached 5 things here and I know I'm going to have an issue type thing. So we're going to have to find a way to mount this that looks a little better, because that does not look that good. Try to find where you think the people would be using the oars. Probably here? Not really sure. We'll shrink them a little bit too. I'm not really sure. I didn't look up a rowboat. Try to go by my imagination, how I imagine things. So if you need to move yours a little bit to get them in the proper position, that's fine. Let's just figure out a mount over on this side first. How would this be held on? Okay, I think I got something. I think we're just going to do a square underneath. Might not be the best way to mount this, but this is what I'm going to do. And let's just go to edit mode on it with tab. Unhighlight just the bottom face because we want that to be flat, and then Control B. And that's the look I want, I think. Oh, I did do the bottom too. That's fine. Actually, it looks pretty good. So out of edit mode with tab, And we'll shrinky, shrinky, shrinky. Here we go. And we'll move it in. Alright. Get a little closer. Center it as best as you can. And this is how we're going to make our mount. Maybe we'll shrink it a little this way. This is going to look like it's holding that in place, hopefully. And if it doesn't look like that to you, you can go ahead and make something that's more appropriate. Use your imagination. It's going to depend on your game, your era, all that stuff, right? So this is what I'm going to do, just for an example for you. So before I do anything else, actually, let's go ahead and join these two. I'll make the bottom one the mount, since it's on its original axis. I don't have it turned on a 90 or anything. I'm going to use Control J, and we are joined now. So when I click on it, it's now one item. We're going to Shift D to copy it. And let's actually test something first before I do anything. Okay, I just moved it to see which ones were the right ones, and I'm just going to remove the minus here to make sure I'm setting it the right way. So now we have the same thing on both sides. Great, perfect, good job. Now we're going to make some ores. Exciting, right? Alright guys, we can do this. Don't you worry if you're like, oh boy, this is going to be hard. It's not. It's going to be fine. You just have to use your imagination. Let's use a cylinder. Let's make sense for once, right? We'll do it in a non-Lord Fishy way. We'll make complete sense this time, hopefully. I have dyslexia. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but you tend to think of things backwards, and that's why I tend to use squares instead of circles. But I found a way to make it really different. I think I got my own style, so it's worked out pretty well for me. But feel free to mimic it. Feel free to take it and just learn from it and make your own. It doesn't have to be the same. I won't be offended. And it can be perfectly the same. If you need my help like that, that's fine too. So I'm just going to try to make the shape of the general ore. Probably going to have to make some sort of constriction and constride it once we have the right angles here. We can change these on an angle. I left them loose if we need to, but let's see what we got to do here. Let's make the paddle first. So I believe that's going to fit through. Maybe we'll just make sure. That's the wrong one, as you can see. I'll get it. I'll get it. So I'm just going to make sure this fits in here first. And maybe with a little bit of slack. So make sure yours does too. Okay, so it does look a little long on the inside, so I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to move it out a little bit more towards the outside. Something like this, because we're going to add a handle, right? And we're going to just do, oopsies, one side at a time. I really zipped over there. But we'll go to edit mode, we'll hit here, and we'll go E, and stop. S, stop. E, E, S. And I'm just left clicking to stop these things. E, S, E, S. We'll go one more. And I think you get the idea. So, it looks like we have a pretty nice paddle over on this side. We got a little handle and everything. Alright, looking good guys. Good work. Alright, how should we go do from this? Let's do this together. We'll figure this out. Let's go like this. And let's go over here. Try starting to flatten it out a bit. And we'll go S. And then we'll flatten this out again a little bit. And then we're going to go make sure our axes are keeping nice and straight. I think they are. And then we're going to go S. Right? And then we're going to smush it again. And we're going to go E, think you guys are starting to see where I'm going with this. I don't know if that's wide enough. Let's go back and make that a little wider. S. Okay, I think that'll do it. E. E. S. E. S. And remember, I'm just left clicking to stop these motions. E. Just a little bit. And S. I think we got this, guys. Good work. You have yourself a mighty nice paddle. Maybe it's too long. Maybe you need to go back a few steps and make it wider. It's going to depend what you want. I like this. I think it looks like a nice paddle. I think this is going to work for me. So I'm going to go ahead and Shift D it. Alright. We will go to the other side with that one. So we will go take out our 0. There we go. And we might be able to minus 90 here. Yep. And we have the exact opposite. Our paddle on both sides. They're not attached. They're still loose. If you're happy with where your mount spots are, click them. Click the boat. Control J. Alright. You have your boat all together. The only thing that's separated now is these two oars. So you've done it. You made your boat. And oh, these are still separated. Let's go ahead and join these as well. So grab either one, grab the boat last, Control J. And now you've added them to your boat. Now I showed you in the last one how we can kind of make like a wood skin to go up it. I feel like with wood cuts you really want them to be kind of less rounded like this. I think this is perfect for what we're after. But you may disagree and you might want to have something else. You might want to have a different look. But we will just go ahead and jump into painting it now. And I'll show you how to do a couple different textures just on the one boat in case this is your first video. If it's not, maybe just watch it as a refresher. So, mode edit. And we'll click on what we want. So we'll just do the whole thing with A. Make the whole thing kind of yellowy is what I usually do on the outside. You can put a wood grain on it once you get into your game and make it look a little nicer. Maybe I'll do these benches a little bit of a different color. These bottom parts of the mounts as well. Plus new. Make it a new color. Let's do a little bit more of a darker. There we go. And you're starting to get some a new look to the inside of your boat here. Now we could do these, say like a steel color. So we just plus new, make it a steel color, like a gray color. Alright, so obviously you can change it once you get in your game, but you're just adding a spot to add that extra color. Just a reminder of that, guys. And you can do it with the oars too if you want to make a water line or whatever. But I think we've made a pretty quick, pretty fast, pretty easy boat. And if you're a starter, I hope you were able to follow along with me. If you're having any troubles, just make a comment and I'll try to help you along. And if you're returning, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate you guys, every one of you guys. And like, thumbs up, subscribe, and don't forget to check out my game, Fishton, Town to Remember. It's on Steam now. There's a video up on my channel if you want to have a look and see if you like it. And there should be a link in the description below. Thanks, guys. Bye.